another day of the Astrogravitational Report for January 11th. I what I want to start is if you follow the energies from yesterday and how is it finished with this divine yacht. The same energy is going to come in the morning. The moon, it's still going to be at Libra. The need of balance when there is no balance made. Very good purpose because you will need to know what it's not balanced in order to balance, right? How you going to do your work if there is no work, right? So with that energy that we're going to be seeing it today, the moon is going to be moving through the end of Libra, is going to be entering Scorpio. The moon is going to be squaring what? It's going to be squaring Pluto. You're going to feel that the need of change. You're going to feel the need of transformations, evolutions, revolutions for some. But that is going to be requiring what? A vision. The vision is going to be coming in because at the end of the day, the moon, it's going to beginning to trying what? The North Node. The emotions of that unifications. What do you unified in Scorpio though? Unified in Scorpio, that is the typical whenever you're looking at, okay, we love each other, we have this, air bubble, the love and ease, togetherness. But in Scorpio, you do a lot of more things. In Scorpio, first of all, a lot of the people, they involve it with intimacy, but that's not what is. In Scorpio, everything comes together. Okay, and that is that secret of union in there at Scorpio, that you want to unify everything that exists. That is also including material, emotional, and if you are very kind of like going deep, spiritual. Who owns Scorpio? And it's Pluto. And after that is Mars. Okay, so from the material things that you have, you're looking at the material things, what I'm going to be doing with others. So pay attention if you have a Pluto at Scorpio at the first degrees, because that energy is going to be triggered. All right. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to go through the chart of we are going to be going into. Pay attention, particularly that 1 o'clock is going to be some incredible opening energies in there. This is going to be some a very interesting moments. Okay, and when it comes in, I'm going to be telling you what this is all about, because that energy is going to be ruling the purpose of the day. That is one of these energies going to be coming in. Open. All right. How are we starting? We're starting the day at 7 o'clock in the morning with the moon. It's going to be at 28 degrees of Libra. That is a very beautiful divine energies that's coming from Uranus and coming from Saturn and Neptune. The end of that visions, the end of the things. You have to be reevaluated of what are we doing on Earth. So if there is no balance within the material world, that means we don't have balance where? In the spiritual world. And this is why this yacht, when it comes in, this yacht is going to be very much connecting, and the solution is going to be who? Chiron. We saw this from yesterday, so we saw it, we feel it from the energies right here, and that's how we know it's the yacht in the astrology. Okay, so here is the yacht that it's beginning. This is the Virgo side right here of the yacht, that it's the logic, what do we need to do, how do we need to do it, what are we going to be achieving, how are we going to be achieved, and so on. That energy comes into the apex, which is the moon, the intuition. It's how can we make it this balance, how are we going to be balancing all this. And here it is the energy that has to comes down, and it's coming to Uranus, but Uranus is retrograde on Taurus. That's mean you need to do revisions of what you do and how do you do the things in the material world. And the solution is going to be the opposition point that we are going to be seeing at who? It's a Chiron. Okay, Chiron. So some of the things that we talk about it is like the things that you haven't healed within your inner child in there, they were the one that standing in your way not to have balance. So now, since the divine guidance is already been given at 7 o'clock in the morning and overnight, of course, in there, that energy is going to come in. And are you acting as a child? Are you looking at this? You need to what? Grow, mature, right? So the moon is going to be coming into all this in the very first force at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have the ascendant. That is our vision in there at Taurus. What are we going to do? The material world. And now, when we see that Capricorn energies in there, it squares Neptune and Saturn. It's like Saturn is like you have karma, you have things to do in there. You have to get with what you have to go with this. Hola, Natalie. Muchas gracias. And with this energies is about how and what we are going to be focused to be work with these energies of depends of that guidance that we got in the morning. Because the guidance is giving you, it's like, hey, you need to look this, you need to look at that. In the end, that's what you need to be happening. But you have to look at it in there, what is going on to the material world. Okay, and without the material world, if you shorten money or you're not with don't want to spend money or you're not having the money within the partner, there is something has to be looked at, and that is when the moon is going to be going to Scorpio, is going to be looking that unifications in there. Hi Ella, thank you for coming in. All right. 9 o'clock, the 9 o'clock energies, the inner work is going to be at Sag. Ascendant is going to be at Aquarius, very close to Pluto. It says like the vision is coming to help you, to change you, to transform you, to think about different ways, the new ways. You cannot in there. So basically, this Pluto is going to come in to cure what? Our insanities. We cannot continue working and doing the things the same way and expecting what? Different results, right? So this energies is going to come in and it's going to be have some lots of triggers, particularly that the moon it's squaring what? It's squaring the ascendant and Pluto. It's like, oh, well, I don't see this, I don't see that. You already got the guidance. Of course, the guidance is not going to match your ego, physical base mentality. Because he's where? It's in Aries, right? All right, 11 o'clock, very beautiful energy is going to be, comes in into us in a way with this, the inner work is going to be focused on that material processes that we haven't done. And with that energy, ascendant is going to come in towards Chiron. In a way, that's going to be intense. But the way I'm saying it is going to be some beautiful with this, because it's going to be a reminder about yesterday, how you have been. This is going to be sextiling the moon. Right now, the moon is going to be looking at, oh, okay, I figured out what I need to do, but I need to get to this Capricorn. I need to get moving, okay? So with that moving in there, in the next hour, we see that the ascendant is going to be at Taurus. You're basically going to be able to put all this, I want to survive, I want to be provided, I want to have, I want to make sure I have, and so on. But with that, I have, what do you have for? Okay, we're going to see some of these very beautiful energies in there, because you want to have money. That's Taurus, okay? Typical, understandable, right? But you want to have this money for family, to grow that family. You want to have this money for what? To do something in the world. You want to, from what you're providing here, to have some purpose. Now, this energy of the ascendant is going to be coming in and is going to be tied up to the what? To the North Node. And that's what it is. I mean, you can collect everything, you can get everything, but if you don't put it into a force, it's like you're collecting energies, you're collecting batteries, and you never put them to anything. It's the same thing like you bought the electrical car, and that electrical car, it just sits in there. It's you're not driving it, you're not doing anything, it just sits there, waiting just in case, right? But while it's waiting, it doesn't have what? Purpose. Are you waiting for something? So, without the understanding about now, wait, not to wait, and so on, in the next hour, we're going to see that the inner work is going to be with Pluto, transformations that it needs to be put it in. We know this energy, we're very familiar with this energy. It's been coming in for over and over and over again. Ascendant is going to be at Gemini. With that energy is about how you socialize. Okay, we're going to see that the energy is going to be affecting a lot of the things. Be mindful that right now Mercury it is really opposing Jupiter, and that is paying attention to these energies of family. Oh, I haven't grown properly. I wasn't the proper family. I wasn't this. I wasn't that. I didn't got this. I didn't got that. And guess what? It's still unresolved issues in there. Take a look at those issues because even like it or not, they're going to be start occupying your brain because Mercury is going to beginning to square who? Chiron. Okay, that is going to be the energy that Mercury is going to be coming in there. All right. In the next hour, this is going to be at 3 o'clock. Energies in there. Actually, I missed to say something about this energy of 1 o'clock. Very, very, very kind of like important things. I want to show you. Okay, here's what I missed. That divine energies that are what's going to be coming in here. We're going to see it at Vertex and the Moon coming up together. The divine is going to be opened, that gate for you to understand. That's happening where? See, vertex is at 29 degrees at the Libra, and the moon is at 1 degree of Scorpio. That transitioning in there, that transitioning of understanding and value, the balance with the partnership, the balance, contracts, okay? As I'm saying, contracts, they're beginning from you speaking your word, you making a promise, is that's kind of you basically verbally you accept the contract, whatever that is, to all this, stamped in, signed signature, spatial papers, still a contracts, okay? When you go to the judge at the end, just signing a contract and so on, signing the papers, for marriage or signing a contract for buying a house. They're all there. They're all contracts is in there in Libra, but you have the contract within your soul, and the contract that you need to keep up in there with the universe. Well, Saturn is going to be coming and tells you here is the gate is open. We'll just remind you, here is. And they pull the giant scroll. It says like that, oh yeah, here, you, here, you, here, you. And you're wondering, well, why did I signed this on? And then you look at it, you signed this because you need to learn this, you need to learn this, because if you don't learn this, and this, you are going to be dragging on this and this in life, and you want to resolve these issues so you can be happy. And you're like, oh, that's what I signed it. So I want to be happy. All right. So that is how this energy is going to be coming in and going on to moving at 4 o'clock right now. We're going to see that the moon is going to be dropping out of that yacht. She's going to have only 150 degrees with Neptune in there, which is also is going to be pulled it off. And all of a sudden, the moon is going to be like, well, I have to face that square with Pluto. I have to go ahead and change and transform. As the ascendant at this time, it's going to be exactly with Jupiter in Cancer. We're going to be seeing some those energies that it's going to be coming in towards us. The inner work is going to be at Pisces. Is about ending certain things. But where is it the ending of certain things happening? Here, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. You're like, okay, this has to be done. This has to finish. This cannot go anymore like this. This is not the way, right? And that's how you learn, because you want to have what? New beginning. That new beginning is going to be coming in the next hour. We are talking about at 5 o'clock. Ascendant is going to be in the very first degree of Leo, while the inner work is going to be in the very first degrees of Aries. Now, when we look at that, who else we have in the very first degrees of Sagittarius? The fire. We have Lilith. And now that shadow side, it's coming out right now to a public to help us out. And if you look at it within this, that is when your shadow, it's coming out into the public. And this is that energy that is going to give what? A new life. Because now the truth is exposed. Okay? Now the truth is exposed. All right? All right. The next hour, we are going to be talking about 4 o'clock in there. That energies that is going to be coming in. We're going to be seeing a lot of processing within us. I have some issue with the computer is shifting. There you go. Actually, I was talking about 5. Later on, we're going to see that energy that's going to be manifest. But that is going to be coming in from what do you create from yourself. You see, that kind of like a creations that you, after you learn everything, after you learn through the shadow, after you put all things together, what can you create with that? Because you're going to create what? You. Before you create something else, you create you. Right? You can't just go ahead and design an electrical system if you don't become electrician. Right? You cannot go out there and work on the farms if you have not understanding what is the farming takes. So whatever you're making out of yourself and you want to perform it in there, you have to what? Study it. So with these energies that we are going to be talking about with this, we're going to see a lot more in the process. Man, I wish some people start messaging at Facebook, because I cannot see where I need to click. And it comes this warnings and my astrology program. It's kind of like a heart, but I hope I managed it. All right, 7 o'clock. The ascendant it's still going to be at Leo. The inner work is going to be at Taurus. That's going to beginning to really, as I talking about earlier at the astrology report, that is going to be that oppositions with the moon. This is where your intuition is going to be understanding. Is like, can I be able to put all these things together within a partnership? Can I be able to do all this and so on and so on? And with this energy, actually tonight I had some few things that were. I had some friends coming over, and we talk about this. Your expectations, you can attract things that you want so much, right? But that they are right. We're talking about quantum entanglement and all that things that goes on and so on and so on. But you're finding over the time that sometimes the things that you wanted or the things that you manifested, you manipulated in order to get it. And then your guilty consciousness, it comes in with this. Now, the moon, it's getting within this energies in there, and I'm doing the right things in the material world with the other people. So now that energy is going to be, start looking through what? That beautiful trine towards the North Node and Pisces. In the end, what I am doing here. Not about myself, but with others. You see, this is where you are happy with yourself, and then the happiness with others. And then that begins to create what? More happiness. Okay? All right. Keeping it going at 8 o'clock, the inner work is still going to be at Taurus. You able to put these material things in a perspective in yourself, this new higher consciousness that it's coming in. Ascendant is going to be at Virgo. Beautiful energies with that, because that is going to be the divine guidance that it comes from Pluto. Pay attention. What do you have in the first degrees of Virgo? Okay? Pay attention, because that is going to be this divine guidance that it's coming in within us. Very, very beautiful energy. All right. 9 o'clock, this is going to be the energy of the ascendant is going to be trigger about the energy of the past. Okay? While the inner work is going to be how do we talk about the past. You see, if you feel uncomfortable talking about your past, you haven't healed it. If you always bring in the past, it's like, oh, it's going to be the same thing, is you're going to be repeating. You have not healed it. If you're always looking at, your future, it's like, oh, I think the things is going to be the same way. Maybe this person, that person is acting the same way, and so on and so on and so on. You're going to be still in the past. What do you need to look at it right now is looking at into the shadow. Where you been before? It's like, okay, well, that's not the right situation. That is not the same person. That is not, it is. It's a similar situations, but I understanding little things differently. I got my guidance from the divine in order to make the balance. So whatever it's in balance right now, you're trying to balance it where? At Scorpio. Pay attention, what do you have really at Scorpio? Hi, 10 o'clock, this is going to be some really divine communications in there. What are you going to be telling to yourself? But people ask me, dear, what do you mean by what I'm telling myself? Well, your higher self, talking to yourself. Okay? That is that energy that it's going to be coming from above into you. Usually that is the voice. Guess what? You don't want to listen. Okay? But that energy is coming in from Gemini, is going to be coming in directly towards Mercury and Mars. And that is going to be a squaring what? The ascendant and the energies that it's in Pisces, which is Saturn and Neptune, going on towards the restrictions and how those restrictions have to be. See, before you do anything, you need to talk differently to your own self. We're going to see that energy when Uranus is going to come to a Gemini. Everyone Gemini who comes in, great things, great changes is going to be coming in towards you. Everyone who is Aquarius, have something in Aquarius, great transformations is going to be coming in. But all that energy is going to be pointing also where? At Libra. This is going to be air trine. We all going to be what? Wirelessly feeling it, other people. Without technology, without phones, without this. And that's going to be needing what? Fine-tuning. Because your old process has to be taken out for the new process of reality that comes in and kicks in. Right? It's going to be some rough, tough challenges. All right, well, 11 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Cancer. The ascendant is going to be at Libra, the inbound stuff. But that energy, it is trining Pluto. Transformations. It's like, okay, the things that are not balanced, they will be requiring balancing. We have to see what we need to balance within our own self. Okay, as the moon is beginning to transiting more and more within Scorpio, we're going to see the moon overnight. She's going to be more and more focused of where you're going. You may going to have some very beautiful dreams. You may be going to have some very beautiful guidance that it's coming in from this unification. It's like, okay, we are unified, but what can we do without the union? What can we do with all this, right? Because Scorpio is basically the higher octane energy of Libra. You bring it into the next level. But then the next level is what are you going to be doing publicly? And then that union as you're talking publicly, can you perform it into the world and become a what? A public servant. Capricorn, right? And this is why the moon that is going to be coming in right now, the new moon at Capricorn is going to be a very, very powerful, very powerful. Okay, but that we are going to be talking more about the next few days. Okay, guys, I want to say thank you for coming in. Thank you for the clicks. Thank you for the thumbs up, the likes, and thank you for the subscribes. And come back tomorrow for another astro gravitational report. Much love, guys.